I got this from a craftsman over 20 years ago. A little bit of rust on it. Sometimes it stays outside for a bit. Probably should be more rusted, actually. This is gonna be my video to win a railroad spike knife from Workshop of Death. I might as well drink malt liquor while I'm making my video. The video is going to be about duck sex, like ducks, like the birds. Duck sex, malt liquor. Duck sex is different than bend over sex. And what else? Judgment. I don't think just anybody should collect knives. As a matter of fact, I love this knife. It's I originally thought, well, like, I'm going to be using this in the kitchen, which I don't. I just use it to wave around. But I'll tell you what I really like is handmade stuff. Like, for instance, let me show you two knives. This one made Winchester. It's a beautiful knife. I love it. I wish the sheath was better. And then this is something that a guy here in Portland made. Can I see, like, he banged the rivets in there? It's actually, it used to be a lot shinier. I don't know how to take very good care of my knives. I might look into that. All right, duck sex. I'm going to a park. The park is called Laurelhurst Park, and it's big, it's beautiful, middle of the city. It's got a duck pond, lots of things. There's lots of birds in there. And I stopped by there to have my lunch. I was biking home, so maybe it was like just kind of an after-work snack. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching these two male ducks compete for the bonding of this one female duck, and it looks exhausting. They basically just kind of get on top, like they dominate. They eventually exhaust the female bird, pin her, and then just like keep other males away from her for the longest period of time. Which is probably like a kind of way to like say like, or prove that this duck can protect you from other ducks. I don't know, just protect you from stuff, or is willing to let a ton of ducks come up and take shots at him while he protects you. It doesn't look pretty. Like really, hardly any kind of sex does look pretty, no matter where in the Animal Kingdom you look. And meanwhile, a crowd forms, and these people do not know what's going on. And there's three guys. I won't describe them except to say, if you saw these three guys hanging out in front of your house, you'd probably grab your shotgun and go out there and ask them what they're doing. Just kind of like grubby, kind of like guys that would like really want to get into the like a motorcycle club, like they really want to become. I was going to try to think of a motorcycle club name. The Devil's Angels or something like that, and they just can't get in. They lack chops. And they're rummaging through the trash can, which didn't help my opinion of them. And what they're looking though for was a bag of some sorts. And they get a paper bag, and as I watch, they walk over, and the duck is in the shallows. They scoop the female duck out. They take it away from the two males, and shove it in the bag, and start walking off. And this is in front of a crowd of people, and everyone's kind of like, well, I don't know if that's like the good thing to do or not, but like I just really didn't know how to help that duck. And I'm like, I get up and walk past the group of people, and I stop the three guys. I'm like, hey, go ahead and put that duck back down. The guy's like, we're saving the duck. I'm like, no, the duck's in no danger. Go ahead and put that duck back down. Like, what are you? You a park ranger? Are you a cop? I'm like, yeah, I'm a cop. I'm telling you to put the duck down right now. And like, so they've gone kind of slack, and they're just like they're Cro-Magnon minds are trying to process what's happening to them. Well, there's three of us, but if this guy's really a cop, and so the guy goes kind of slack, and like the bag falls out of his hand. So they're probably messed up too. And the duck jumps free and runs straight to the two male ducks that were attacking her, to go back to having one of them, win her lifetime affection. They mate for life. And then I'm done there, so I go back, and this is going to sound like I did this on purpose, but this is why I went to the park. I was going to eat an apple, and typically when I eat an apple, I chop it into fours, carve out the core. You could feed them the core to the ducks right there, and then I eat the apple. So I'm there carving up my apple, and the three guys decide they're going to take care of me now. Like, let's go do something about the hero. Now, if you think someone's a hero, like, you should appreciate them. So anyway, I'm sitting there carving my apple. These three guys approach me. They all come up to me, and I'm like, yes? I don't know what kind of knife I had at the time. Probably something like that, like something just a little bit bigger than normal and a fixed blade. And they all, it's actually where the brains really kicked into gear. They all, in unison, spun on their heels and walked away. Like, there's three of us, but he was like, it being at the picnic bench too. I could quickly get the high ground. And they marched off. So I saved the duck. End of contest video. But I started thinking about judgment. Like, I was thinking about, there's like these language programs, like Rosetta Stone, that doesn't tell you what's going on. It's just like, Libro. You learn like a child. We're not going to say like, oh, I'm going to teach you how to say book or anything like that. And you activate your mind. I'm trying to figure out what these words mean and then how to put them together myself, in a sense. I think a huge amount of people are like, well, what's that mean? Well, think about it. I said a word and I'm holding up an object. I think there's a huge amount of people, like, I'm struggling with this concept. I have a huge amount of people that see something and ask me what they're seeing. They want me to make sense of what I'm looking at. I have people say, how did you know that was going to happen? I watched this guy come out of this convenience store kind of fast and then slow down, walk to the edge of the curb, and then slowly walk away. And he had cash in his hand, and he put the cash out and a little off to his side, kind of almost like hanging it over the street. And I'm like, to one of my friends, like, it took a while to get him to stop talking. I'm like, look. And he looks over at the guy, he's like, what? And he just immediately goes back to talking again, because like the most important thing a guy could do is just run his goddamn mouth as much as fucking possible. And sure enough, here comes like three people that ran the market, come bursting out of the door, and two of them are trying to hold one back, and like the guy just walks away, and they're holding this one guy back, and he's like, come back here. And my friend's like, I wonder what that was all about, and started talking again. I'm like, I could tell you what that's all about. That guy went in there and tried to shoplift and got caught, and then he tried to say like, no, I was going to pay for it, and then he got the money out, but they didn't fall for that. And then he wanted, as he walked out, he wanted everybody to see that he had money available. That's why he was kind of hanging it out in the street a little bit in case a crowd formed. Unless all three of those guys attack him, then that's his alibi. And it only made sense to my friend after that it all unfolded, and the fact that I knew the second the guy came out of the store that something else was going to happen, and I tried to get his attention there before it did. And he's like, how'd you know it was going to happen? Because I process information. Because of Libros. You read all these different stories and books. I was like working at you read these stories in books, and then humankind, like they're basically like experiences people had. They put them in books as part of a story. I was working security at this one bar, and this one guy, a bunch of guys want to come in. They don't want to pay. They really have money, and they don't want to pay because they're punks, and punks don't pay. The music should be free. And one said, like, you got a pretty nice place here. It'd be a shame if something happened to it. And I'm like, have you read Steinbeck? He's like, what? Like, I totally, like, I just totally went to a different script. which is really helpful when dealing with people who are angry or abrasive or abusive or threatening. Just don't follow their script. And I'm like, in the book Steinbeck, Cannery Row, a bunch of homeless people want to live in this guy's basically extra shed. And they said it could be for security in case something happens to the shed. And the guy's like, well, he's weighing the pros and cons. You know, do I give in to these guys for a shed that I'm not even really using? Or do I fight them and then have that shed I'm not really using burned down? Those guys would show up and try to help the fire as much as everybody else, and like pat him on the back, say like, oh man, well, at least you didn't have any valuable products in there or something like that, you know, like. There's always a story. With every little thing, there's a story involved in it. And if you read lots of stories, lots more things make sense. They don't solve a whole lot, but at least you have some tools of thought. All right, that's my contest entry video. Something I've been thinking about an awful lot. Not only my love of cutlery, but the lost art of judgment. And I really don't spend a lot of time thinking about duck sex. Duck sex! Gotta clean the backyard up.